The last gift. Lena and Mark had been married for 3 wonderful years, their lives a perfect blend of love and routine. They lived in a cozy house at the edge of a quiet town, surrounded by tall, ancient trees that whispered in the wind. On their anniversary, Mark gave her a small, velvet box with a mischievous smile. "Happy anniversary, my love," he said, his voice warm with affection. Lena, excited, opened the box to reveal a delicate silver locket. It was beautiful, engraved with intricate designs, and when she opened it, there were 2 tiny photographs, one of Mark and one of her, both taken in their happiest moments. Inside, there was a third compartment. Curious, she gently lifted it, revealing a small, folded note. It was written in Mark's familiar handwriting, but the words seemed strange. "I will always love you, Lena, but you won't remember this." Lena looked up at Mark, her brow furrowed in confusion. "What does that mean?" Mark chuckled, his eyes twinkling. "It's a little joke just for us. You know, you're always so sentimental. I thought I'd add a little mystery." She smiled, brushing it off as another quirky thing Mark had done to surprise her. The evening continued, filled with dinner, laughter, and soft music. But as the night wore on, something started to feel off. The warmth that usually filled the room seemed to fade, replaced by a growing sense of unease. Later, when Lena went to bed, she clutched the locket to her chest. It was beautiful, but that strange note lingered in her mind. She drifted off to sleep, her last thoughts consumed by the mystery. The next morning, Lena woke to an empty house. Mark's car was gone. She assumed he had gone for a morning jog, as he often did. But as hours passed and he didn't return, unease began to gnaw at her. She called his phone, but it went straight to voicemail. She tried again and again, but there was no answer. By evening, her worry had turned to panic. She called the police, but no one could find Mark. The strange note in the locket began to haunt her thoughts more and more. "You won't remember this." Lena couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. She ransacked the house, checking every room, every drawer. Then, in the corner of their bedroom, she found it, an old, dusty box she had never seen before. Inside, there were photographs of them, but they were different. In some, she looked younger, in others older. But in every single one, her eyes were empty, staring into the camera with an expression she didn't recognize. Suddenly, a cold, guttural whisper filled the air. "You forgot me, Lena?" Her heart stopped. She turned slowly toward the voice, her breath catching in her throat. Mark stood in the doorway, but it wasn't him. His eyes were hollow, his face twisted into something wrong. And in his hand, the locket, a locket that she had given him. "You forgot me," he repeated, his voice now a low, hollow echo.